Welcome to Science, Health and Healing Library of Children's Health Core. I'm Dr. Majid Ali. The subject of this article is your child toxic? I'm not comfortable asking this question. Is your child toxic? In fact, I've been ambivalent about doing this program. And yet it is an important question and it needs to be asked. And it is a serious question. If your child is overweight, there is more than 90% probability your child is insulin toxic. If your child is obese, there is more than 95% probability that your child is insulin toxic. If your child has allergy, the child is toxic. If your child has asthma, your child is toxic. Now this is likely to surprise some people. Just stay with me. If your child needs antibiotics for recurrent ear infection, the child is toxic. The same thing for sore throat. If your child's skin is inflamed with eczema, the child is toxic. If your child has been diagnosed with any inflammatory problem, your child is toxic. How can you determine that? Well, in many cases, especially in the case of excess weight and obesity, it's very straightforward. Just do a 2-hour insulin profile, you get the answer. Now, for children who have hyperactivity or they belong to the so-called autism spectrum disorder, or they have recurrent ear infection, sore throat, eczema, or they've been diagnosed with colitis, juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, you can send a urine sample to the laboratory, and the laboratory will send you an organic acid profile, 60 acids, clearly documenting in objective, quantitative, reproducible way that your child is toxic. We've known that, of course, for decades. But there's a very important study published in the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology in May 2012. I'll give you some numbers. In Amish children in Indiana, the incidence of allergy is 10%. Amish of Indiana are of Swiss extraction. The Swiss people, their extended relationships, the incidence of allergy is 2.5 times as much, 25%. In the general population in the United States, the incidence of allergy in children is from 40 to 50%. The incidence of asthma in Amish children is a little over 6%, which is 1/2 of Swiss children belonging to the genetic group of Amish of Indiana. But the incidence of asthma among Swiss children is much higher, but it is still much lower than American children in general. Almost 40% of children in some regions of Harlem in New York carry inhalers for controlling asthma attack to their school system. What can we learn from this important study of allergy and asthma among Amish children in Indiana? The best definition of disease that I know is disease is a state of separation from one's nature. The Amish children are far less separated from their nature. They live closely with animals, they work in bonds with their parents, they are not being constantly given antibiotics, they are not sugar toxic, the incidence of hyperactivity is much less. But in one sentence, their environment is not nearly as toxic as the environment of other children. So this question, is your child toxic? Even though this is an unpleasant question, but I hope this basic information gives you a clear idea why I choose to raise this rather uncomfortable question: is your child toxic? Please look at several articles on my biologic view of autism spectrum, my biologic view of ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity syndrome, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, in different playlists, which are the channels for these specific subjects on this Encyclopedia of Children's Health Code. This code was founded as a nonprofit foundation by Talat, my wife, and myself some years ago. Our vision and mission is to provide authentic information, focusing on issues of nutrition, environment, and science, and stress of children, for children and their parents and grandparents and teachers all over the world. You can support this vision, forward this YouTube segment to your email, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn contacts. Should you wish to participate in our vision, send us your ideas, aliacademy7@gmail.com. That's our email address. aliacademy7, 7 is the number, aliacademy7@gmail.com. Until we meet again, may you be gracious, graceful, and generous in your spirit. Please do visit our website, www.kids123.org. Thank you.